Adela here from notaclass.com, and I wanted to share a fun end of the year activity packet that you can do on the last day of school, or you can even spread it out on the last week of school. I'm going to share what's included in this activity packet, which works for really any grade level, and I'm going to share how I use it in my classroom and some teacher reviews. So let's start with what's included in this packet. So first, we have these worksheets that say last day of school, and I have these in black and white as well as in color. So students will answer these 15 questions on their own. And after I give them some time to answer every single question, I like to either have my students turn and talk and discuss their reflections with another student, or one of my other favorite things is to bring everyone down to the carpet where we sit in a circle and students take turns picking one of the questions they want to share with their classmates. And if a student chooses not to share, they don't have to, but I always have students who want to share more than just one of their answers. And it's really fun to reflect on the year, and they have a great time with sharing their answers. If you don't have a carpet in your classroom, then you can just have students share from their desk, or you can have them sit in a table group where they can share their answers that way. And then they can find something they had in common. The next page or pages, depending on how you want to use this, is the letter to the next year's class and a letter and advice to the teacher for next year. Now, this comes in 4 different template options that you can choose from. You can choose to have them on a half sheet, or you can have a full sheet where students write the letter to the next year's class, and they really love giving advice to the future students, and they also like writing the letter to their teacher. There's also an option where it's not lined, and you can let your students draw if they like to draw and write. Maybe they can do like a little comic strip. Let them get creative. And this is something that I also like to bring back to the carpet and have students share what they wrote, if there are any students who want to share. And believe me, students love to share their advice to your future students. So now you can see how this could be one day, and then this could be the next day. So right there you have 2 days of writing activities. But there's more. So this is a option where students can write a thank you letter to their favorite teacher. So it doesn't have to be you, it can be any teacher in the building. I also have 2 versions of this activity that you can choose from. This is so fun for students who love drawing. So here they can draw their snapshots and memories of the school year, their favorite book, favorite activity, favorite classroom spot, best moments of the year. Draw a picture of their best friends, favorite teacher, favorite game, favorite subject. So these 2 have already prompts for them where what they should draw, but I've also included a blank option where either you can write in what they should draw, or they can get creative and draw something on their own. And this activity is what we've learned this year, where they draw and they can write little notes what they've learned in each subject: reading, writing, math, art, science, music, health, PE, and social studies. This also includes a blank version where it's just a picture frame and they can choose what they want to draw. And this is what we've learned from A to Z, and it's just a fun alphabetical recap of the year. So for G, maybe they want to write geometry or an example of what they've learned in geometry. O, maybe they want to write order of operations. And this is the final activity where they reflect on the school year. So they choose 4 words to describe the year, what they will miss the most, and here they can color the sun, what they're most proud of, and what they will always remember. So this activity is also available in black and white or in color, and you can choose which you like best. I personally like the black and white because it's just easier to copy. Again, you can choose to make this as a packet and just give them the packet on Monday, and then you work a little bit on each page throughout the week, or you can use them as worksheets and give each worksheet per day. It's a good idea to do it maybe for morning work, right when they come into the classroom, start the day nice and calm, and they start writing their reflections, and then you come to the carpet and have a nice morning meeting reflecting on the school year. Definitely print this double-sided so that you save on printing paper. Give students enough time to answer each question. Maybe use coloring pencils to draw and color their drawings before you have them share with the whole class. Give them some time to share with a shoulder partner. I really think you should consider keeping the advice letters that they write for your future students and reading those letters at the beginning of the school year to your new class. It's just so fun to see all of their advice. Or you can even hang up those letters around your classroom or on a bulletin board, so when your new group of students come into the classroom, they can see all this amazing advice that your other students have for them. So now it's time to share some reviews from other teachers that have used this packet in their classroom. So Melissa M says, unfortunately, on the last day of school, I was absent. So having my students fill this out and read these when I got back was awesome. It's interesting to see their thoughts and reflection on the year. Thank you, Melissa, so much for this review. And I actually forgot that this is a great activity for subplans. So if you are going to be absent on the last week of school or on some of the days towards the end of the school year, this is a pretty self-explanatory activity where it's really no prep for you or the sub. So Katie says, this was a great end of the year task. It was so sweet to read their responses, and I even kept them after they left so that I could remember what they wanted to tell me and little things about them. This is a great resource for morning work or writing. Thank you, Katie. This is such good advice. I know a lot of teachers who have a box of keepsakes from all the letters that their students write them year after year. I know we all get some cute notes, but you can also keep these letters that your students write to you and put them in that box, or maybe you have a binder of all the sweet notes that your students write you. And it's just so nice to look back at all the things your students have written for you. Heather and many more teachers say they love this activity. They said they loved reading the responses from their students, and they're so thankful for this packet and worksheet. I hope this video was helpful and gave you some ideas on what to do for the last week or last day of school. Let me know how you use this activity in your classroom and how it went. I would love to hear from you. And if you do end up using this activity, please leave me a review. I love reading them, and I hope to see you in my next video. Have a great rest of the school year.